What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we're back here in Denmark. It's been a while, Denmark, but had to check this out. Came across this video, thought it was interesting. But we here with I'm much happier living in Copenhagen than in the US. CNBC Make It is the channel. So I'm sure it's gonna be like newsy documentary maybe. But I love Denmark. I am planning. This is my plan. My first trip to Europe. Plan on doing maybe Scandinavian, Nordic type of tour. I know for sure I want to go to Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. Still considering Finland in there. That's why I said Scandinavian slash Nordic. But definitely, I gotta go to Denmark. I gotta check it out for sure. So and that's coming sooner rather than later, because summer will be here before you know it. So I've been saving, looking at a lot of videos, still trying to see what I need to do. Came across a video, kind of helped with a lot of information I need to know when traveling. So but we checking this out. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send out those recommendations. I'm happier in Copenhagen.
It was kind of random that I chose Copenhagen for study abroad. I think when I first got here, I just thought it was so beautiful and charming. My dorm that I stayed in for study abroad was right by Newhound, which is that iconic canal with all of the colorful houses.
That's perfect.
And that whole part.
This is the first place I want to go. I see this place often right there.
This is that iconic.
This is like the main place I see in like just different videos about Denmark. So I definitely gotta go here. I might do that selfie, get everything in the back.
Canal with all of the colorful houses, and that whole part of the city is old and historic, which you don't get much of in the U.S., especially in Texas, where I'm from. So I think I was just.
What are the odds? I come across a lot of Texans type video. That's good, because I try to relate. When you're from Texas, Texas is it's very broad. It's different, but I wonder what part of Texas she from.
Very much of in the U.S., especially in Texas, where I'm from. So I think I was just very charmed by Copenhagen from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Hi,
Texas.
Welcome to our Copenhagen apartment. Come on in. Hold
up. Unlocked. This thing look nice. Now this is cozy living right here. This is a comfortable living.
I'm 30 years old and I'm an American living in Copenhagen, Denmark. Our rent is about 14,600 Danish kroner a month, which is about 2,100 US dollars.
That's not bad. That's not bad, because I'm sure she's getting paid more there anyways. So
I'm a primary school teacher and I work on an international school here in Copenhagen. Before I moved to Denmark, I was living in Dallas, Texas, and I had been there for about 3 years.
I told the connection. Because I'm 45. I'm like, where I live, I'm 45 minutes from Dallas. So, and I worked in Dallas for 2 years. Ooh, that traffic different, but that's cool. I need to connect. She teach second grade. I teach first grade. Yes, your boy Dar are with the littles. I teach first grade. I love the kids. They got the energy. I get a laugh in every day. It's something new every day. I love working with the little kids. They're better than the teenagers. The teenagers, they get boring as they get older. The little ones just never know what to expect. But that's cool. That's cool. Maybe I can connect to some schools in Denmark. That would be nice.
Before I moved to Denmark, I was living in Dallas, Texas, and I had been there for about 3 years. The first time I came to Denmark was when I was studying abroad in college. I did a summer program in Copenhagen and absolutely fell in love with it. So a few years later, I went on a backpacking trip with one of my friends, and of course I wanted to come back to Copenhagen. So we did, and that is when I met my husband, who is Danish.
Oh, nice. That makes sense. That's pretty cool.
When I met my husband and we were doing long distance, of course, we were talking about who would move where. And he was very open to moving to the US actually, but ultimately we decided that I would come here. I really love the size of Copenhagen. I love that it feels like a city. It feels very international, but it's small enough that everything's still very accessible, especially with the public transportation that we have. I never lived in a city with good public transportation before, so I really appreciate it. As a parent.
And Dallas transportation. I mean, I don't do their transportation, but I mean, here in the States, you need a car. So just imagine her if she was commuting, or Dallas traffic is crazy in the morning. Then after work, it's crazier.
I also
Spending
am
2 hours
so
on
happy to live in
traffic in
Copenhagen. The
traffic.
whole city feels very family friendly. Like you never feel like you're a nuisance going around somewhere
Right.
with your stroller.
That's good. That's good feeling
I
right
can't
there.
speak Danish. I'm not fluent, but I tried to cram as much Danish learning into the first year and a half that I was here.
I wonder what she teach then. If she teach second grade, will they speak English? Still, kinda, maybe. That would be interesting. I'm interested in knowing that. For students, is it primary English, or is she teaching them English as well?
Here, cram as much Danish learning.
I don't know
into
how
the
the school
first,
system works.
Year
That's
and
why
a
I
half
asked.
that I was here, especially before I started working. I can have most everyday exchanges and conversations in Danish.
Yes, man. I'm sure she'll learn on the way. They've been there for a minute, so see, she been here for a minute. I'm sure she's still here.
Right before I
So
moved, I was mostly
2018.
just really excited. I guess I was just really ready to not be long distance anymore.
Yeah,
I was also
right.
feeling really burnt out from my teaching job in the U.S., so I was just really ready for a change. We started looking for apartments online and browsed around a bit, and then we decided that a new build was probably best for us for a couple of reasons. We knew that we wanted
Cream
a
cheese.
fairly modern kitchen and bathroom, which are harder to come by in the city center, especially if you have a budget, as we did.
Most definitely. Got a budget. Got a budget. So her budget, so okay.
We found this apartment online when I was here in Copenhagen and we were looking together. But then I had to go back to the US. So my husband came to a viewing of the apartment by himself, and he, sent me pictures, and he said it looked good. I trusted his judgment, and then we
It does look
applied
nice.
and were able to get a lease.
It looks real nice, to be honest. So 2-bedroom apartment. They live in how you say that? Amager? Amager? Oh yeah, I don't know how to say that.
I used to be the place where they would dispose of waste until the 1970s.
I've seen this place multiple times, because I've seen people skiing right here. I think you can ski or something right here. I've seen it.
So it was referred to by some people as Island. Not anymore though. I don't think people still call it that, but it has that reputation.
That's funny. You spend about $210 a month on utility. Okay, so around time for parking, 40. There's insurance. Okay.
I would say our rent is higher here compared to Dallas. Texas cities have a much lower cost of living. I think it's a good value.
But I think it will depend on. I don't know how much the starting salary for a teacher is in Denmark, but in Dallas, depending on what school you're at, you'll probably start off, I'll say 50K American dollars. But like I said, it depends on where you're at, because there's so many schools in Dallas. Then you got kind of the surrounding metroplex like Allen, you got Frisco and Plano's, and they probably pay a little bit more. They might pay you probably about 55, 60, maybe a little bit more. So it really would depend. But some areas going to be more expensive though.
For being in Copenhagen and for the amount of space that we have.
But this is nice.
Because since we moved in, the landlords can't increase the rent very much every year. It's tied to inflation. So kind of the longer we live here, the more reasonably priced it seems.
Right.
Compared to other things in the area.
Somebody new might try to move in. It might be double by then.
Before we moved in, we had to pay 2 months of rent up front and 3 months of rent as a security deposit.
Dang, for an apartment is dang. Well, they're leasing it though. I mean, still, that's a lot of money. You don't know how long they plan. I mean, I think this is pretty nice, because I don't think this is bad, because here in the States, this would be too much for an apartment just because of the money structure, home buying, and knowing all those different things. this would be too much for an apartment, but I feel like in Denmark, this probably not bad. Y'all let me know, but I know paying that much for an apartment here is a no. That's too much. You might as well put 10K on a house and buy your own, buy a house. But here, dealing with, you got to have the credit for it. You got to make sure your debt to income ratios and all those things are implied with it. So, but that's just here.
So
that's the
that
culture
would pay
here.
2 months of rent up front and 3 months of rent as a security deposit. So that was about $10,500 US. I was really surprised. I think my last apartment in Dallas, I paid like $250 as a security deposit.
Yeah.
And the rent was like $1,500, so it was like a fraction of my monthly rent that I paid for the deposit.
Usually how it
and I got
is
it all
right
back
there.
too. And that's generally what I hear is people often don't get their security deposits back here. So
snap.
When
I'm
we
gonna
moved
need
here,
that
we
back.
didn't really have furniture because I moved with 3 suitcases. I didn't ship anything from the U.S. And my husband had been living with a roommate before
That's
we
a
moved
nice
in
couch.
together,
That's
so
a
he
nice
didn't have
couch.
a ton of furniture either. Basically,
Man,
I think he had
everything
a
brand new.
desk and
Ooh.
a couple of bookshelves. So we had to buy everything else. We also had to
That's a lot of
buy
money for a
light
bed.
fixtures because those don't come installed in our apartment and most Copenhagen
Wow.
apartments. And that's apparently something that a lot of Danes like. They like
thought
to
they
choose
were
their
like
own light
that.
fixtures and make it fit their style. And
So can they take their light fixtures if they decide to move? Do they just take their own light fixtures back then?
kind of set
Wow.
the mood of
didn't
the
know that.
room, but it was definitely not something that I ever had to do in
Wow.
the US. So
Nah,
I
you
was
knew that
surprised
there.
that we had to do that.
That's very interesting right there. I never knew that.
I'll show you
Very
our
interesting.
main living area. So over here is our living room and also office. When you go into different Danish homes, you'll notice that a lot of them have the same kind of like little Danish pieces. So we have some of those scattered around. One of them is this little optimist, which comes in a lot of
Optimist.
different like colors. And then this monkey is ubiquitous
Monkey see,
in Danish
monkey do.
homes. This
Bill
is
Gates
our
and Steve
kitchen
Jobs.
and dining area, our one wall of kitchen, which is
I actually like this. I like this whole concept right here of this kitchen. It's pretty cool. I think I've seen somebody cook on something like this on TikTok.
definitely much smaller than I was used to in the US. Pretty limited counter space. I do love that the appliances blend in with the kitchen. This is our dishwasher.
Yeah, you
When
wouldn't
we
even
moved
couldn't
in,
tell.
the apartment was a really good size for just me and my husband. But now that we have a child and my husband works from home sometimes, it is feeling like it would be really nice to have an extra room that could be an office. But for now, this is our best solution.
Yeah, the room
This
is.
is our bedroom. We liked that it had a great size. This is probably almost a king size bed. We have not adopted the European model of 2 separate duvets, mostly because when I moved here, I just didn't like the look of it. We were very lucky to have built-in wardrobes. Most people have to build their own wardrobes, and bedroom closets are definitely not common in Copenhagen. This is my son's room. When we first moved in, this was our office / guest room. So when I first moved here, I wanted to have.
Hey, one thing I can say, they definitely got styled. I like how they fixed this stuff though. This is a real nice apartment.
A guest room so that if anyone came to visit
The way
me,
they
they
got
would
it
have
set
a
up
free
is
place to
nice
stay.
too.
But then we had a child, so
Very
now
organized.
it's his room. This is our bathroom / laundry room. We have a shower, but no bath.
What? Wait a minute.
This is our.
Wow. That's an interesting concept and setup right there. The laundry room in the bathroom, and it's like right there by the sink. That got me thinking. I like that. Good idea. All you need is space for the clothes over there. That's
Our bathroom / laundry room.
That's pretty
we have
convenient.
a shower, but no bathtubs. So, like many people who have children in Copenhagen, we have this little plastic bathtub that we use for baby baths.
Oh.
I could see myself here.
I didn't do that.
I'm not gonna say the rest of my life, but like indefinitely. I certainly could see us moving a bit outside of Copenhagen, but I don't want to go too far. And it's always a possibility that we could move to the U.S. or somewhere else.
That'd be interesting.
I would say I'm happier living in
I wonder if
Copenhagen
she's still there
than in Dallas. I think a big part of that is job satisfaction, honestly. I work much more reasonable hours. The expectations are more reasonable. My salary is reasonable. We all spend a big chunk of our life working, and so I think that makes a big difference. But I also think that
I was just at the school. I woke up at 4 a.m. yesterday. And I didn't make it home till almost 9 o'clock at night. So I was up for that long. I was super tired. And that's because we had a game. So,
that I'm able to
game
enjoy
days.
the time that I'm not at work more because I'm not stressed about things that I probably would be in the U.S. I don't want to go too controversial here.
Right.
One of those is gun violence. I don't have to worry about gun violence for myself or my child. And I think that's just a big stress on so many Americans right now that I am very fortunate to not have to think about. And, I don't have to worry about if I lose my job, are we not going to have health care? I think that the Danish social system does so much for its residents that just allows you to live your life with less stress and enjoy it more. And that's something that Danes really value.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's why I like Denmark. Living stress-free is the life for me. Living stress-free is the life for me. Oh, this was 3 months ago, so she's still there. Yeah. I don't know why I thought this video was like a little older. This is just 3 months ago, so she definitely still there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's why I want to visit Denmark, visit Copenhagen. But yeah, I am interested to see how it works for her, because I know she said she don't speak too much Danish. So being a teacher and stuff, seeing how that works. But yeah, I would be happier too, because it's a lot of, like she said, things are reliable, make sense, safety, all those different things. So, because here in the States, working, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like me just working, I worked in Dallas, and I spent probably 2 or 3 hours on top of my 8 hour, probably just in traffic. So, and that's in the morning and going home. And so that's an extra 2 hours out of your 8 hour day that you have to work, that you just spending sitting in a car and possibly either getting a straight drive there or sitting in traffic. I remember when I first started working down there, I didn't make it home. Got off at 5, didn't make it home till like 8 because of traffic wrecks and all that stuff. So she's definitely beating that Dallas traffic right now. So, but I enjoyed this. Hope y'all did as well. Shout out to Denmark. Love y'all. Definitely planning to visit. But that's all I have. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all be blessed. Be the best to be you. I'm out.